Welcome to another episode of our very special podcast on the My Greek Expat Journey channel. I'm with Jayla here today, and she's an expat in Greece, coming all the way from Texas. So yeah, I'd love for Jayla to introduce herself to the community and also, tell us a little bit more about her experience with moving to Greece. So Jayla, I'd love to first start off with, if you could tell us where you're from, how you moved to Greece, and also why.
I'm from Minnesota originally, but my parents actually live in Austin, Texas, so I say I'm from Texas. I've lived in Texas for 3 years, and I came here because I started playing volleyball in Greece, and I have been playing here for 4 years now, which is crazy. So it's my 4th year, and I finally decided to move here because I met an amazing Greek man, and we got married. So yeah, quick rundown.
What were your expectations of living in Greece, and has it been different from, what you thought it would be?
Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Like when I first thought about Greece, it's like embarrassing, like the American way. People are gonna be like, "Oh, you're like so American for thinking that." But like, I had no idea what to expect with Greece, but I thought it was like so old, like ancient old people, like you know what I mean, with like togas or something like that. And I was like, it's probably gonna be like really beautiful, like ancient Greek things, and everybody's not gonna speak English. And I'm like, but volleyball will be fun and it'll be beautiful. And so I was like super excited, but not expecting much, to be honest.
And how has the reality been different? Obviously, not everybody walks around in togas.
Right, exactly. No, okay. Since I've been here, it's been a lot different. Everybody is so nice, like very, I would say, like community oriented, like family focused. Like even if you're not a part of, like if you don't know anyone, they're super like friendly to like take you in as like family and treat you like family. At least in my experience. And I think being in a smaller town, because I'm in Corinthos and not a bigger city, it's very like everybody knows everybody and everybody's willing to like help out. So that's super awesome. Obviously, there's like certain things that they are behind on that I was like pretty accurate on. Um, like in terms of like vehicles or like washer and dryers or like warming the water for showers. Definitely a adjustment from USA, but it's still pretty cool, pretty modern, and really nice people.
What's wrong with the vehicles? I didn't know about that.
Oh, oh, maybe it's like a Corinthos thing, but I feel like the vehicles here are like 20 years behind. Like I feel like in USA, and it might be like a debt thing because everybody loves to get in debt, but all the cars are newer, at least within like the last 5 years. And here in Greece, it's like pretty old vehicles, which is fine. I mean, if it works and gets you from A to B, that's all that matters, but yeah.
Have you experienced like a car breakdown or
Oh.
anything unexpected?
No, I haven't. But when I first like came here, so my team got me a manual car, and I've never driven a manual car. And and my where I practiced, the hill was like at an incline, I swear, of like the highest incline I've ever seen. And I was like, I don't even think I could get up this on an automatic car. So like, using the manual car and figuring it out in Athens was crazy. But never had a breakdown, thank God. So yeah.
So you learned how to drive manual while you were here. Oh my God.
Never
Do you have
driven
any
before. But now it's good.
tips?
Now it's good. Yeah, it's going good now. Yeah.
Amazing. I don't drive, so I'm getting my license in a few months. And then
Okay.
my partner is just like, oh yeah, let's sign you up to driving school. And I've been putting it off because I'm like, oh, I have my Greek lessons. I'm so busy. Like I have the gym, I have my work. Like, can we just postpone it till like next year? But
Right. And it's dangerous, especially in Athens. The motorcycles don't care. Like them weaving and no, seriously, it's so scary sometimes. I'm like, you guys need to relax a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, driving here is a nightmare. And I think in Athens there's a huge parking issue. And finding parking is just like, I don't know if you've obviously, driven around Athens, but it's a nightmare.
Right. I just like have faith that I'll find a front row parking every time. So I just pull up right in the front. And I'm like, yeah, we could probably squeeze in that space. Let's parallel park here.
Yeah. So I guess anybody wanting to move, I guess to any big city like Athens is to have a place with parking, like or with a garage. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Because parking is so hard to find. Yep.
So what was the moment you realized, okay, I live in Greece now?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know if I still feel that way. I think it's harder for me to say that just because like with my career, I'm always leaving. So I do have that time of being at home and like I think like now is kind of like that moment, but not quite because I moved all of my stuff here. Like I had a huge sale at home and I got rid of everything like my car and my, all of my big things, my bed and stuff like that. So I feel like I left, but I also still have a few things there that have to come here still. So I would say like now it's starting to feel real, but I feel like maybe after our wedding, it'll feel more real a little bit, So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely, I guess, like, moving all your things. Yeah, that I guess makes it, makes the reality sink in a little bit more. And how does your everyday life compare here in relation to the US?
It's a lot slower pace here, I think, which is a great thing. I think the biggest like difference that I'm noticing, and it's small town things again. I'm sure in Athens it's a lot better, but like I am training a lot in the facilities here. The options of facilities here are a lot different in Corinthos versus like in Austin, Texas. So I think on a day-to-day, it's like that takes up a bulk of my time and like just having like different differences in that it adjusts things, but it's pretty similar. I have a pretty boring day. It's practice, eat, sleep, like on repeat. But yeah.
Let's say if you were to, give someone some advice about adapting, let's say to Greek culture or even being in a small town, like what would you recommend to them? Do you think maybe learning Greek is helpful or any other tips?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like absolutely. I just would recommend like diving in full on, like head on. I think I was very like reserved at first because it's really hard for me to like hold on to a language even if I've been learning it for a long time. But I think people here are super nice about like impatient if you don't know the language. So just like diving in and just as like a foreigner in general, like I shouldn't say problems. I've run into things with like teammates. For example, like yesterday, I had practice and one of my teammates, she was saying something about me where she was like, "Oh, you smell like Tredeki," which like, the like the sweet bread or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, she smells like this." But she wasn't talking to me personally. She was just like talking to the group. But
Oh
like
my God.
she knew that I knew Greek. And so she's like continuing to talk about it. And I was like, me? Like, are you talking about me? But I told her in Greek and she was like her face just like got so red. She was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you spoke Greek. And I was just like, you know, like
But
it's so
to be honest, like I love the smell of chureki.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm just like, you could have said that to me in English. Like, it's just little thing. Like, and they don't mean harm by it, but it's just, I think knowing Greek is definitely, it'll definitely help you out a little bit being
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And I think when locals see that you're trying or you're answering in Greek, they really appreciate it. Like they smile and they're like, oh my gosh, like thank you, for, learning our language. So I think they really like respond to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's really funny about sureki. For those that don't know what it is, it's basically this traditional bread that they make during Easter, and it's really fluffy and yummy. And I was obsessed with eating it like every every year. And then I was like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't eat so much because I'm putting on a bit of weight. But like
Right.
all the carbs. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
so good. How has living in Greece affected your stress levels, lifestyle, and overall happiness?
Man, I love Greece. Like, I have been to like other countries. I think vacation is different from living, obviously, but like, I love Greece so much. I tell everybody to come here. Like, I think, I mean, it might like depend on your job or something, but I think if I lived in like Austin and did the same thing and played volleyball there, I don't know if I would be as happy as I am here. Like, I just think there's something about like the weather, the environment, the people, like, you just really can't get it anywhere else. And I know you probably have this with Nick, where Greek people are like obsessed with Greece, where they'll like talk up Greece, like Greece is the best country in the world, and we started everything. But like honestly, like I'm starting to low key believe it, just a little bit. But like I think Greece is like one of the best countries in the world to live in. And again, I haven't been to like every country, but it's really nice, and I think it's great for like peace of mind and just being happy. Like, I don't know, just I think it's how people are so relaxed and calm and like really like go with the flow here, that it just makes you like happy to live and not like stressed working and trying to like get through everything. So I don't know, it's been great so far. Can't complain.
That is so hilarious that you said, Greeks really defend Greece, because we were literally in Hong Kong, visiting my parents. And I don't know, just a word came up in conversation. I think like we started talking about politics and the word anarchy came up. And then Nick was instantly like, oh, that's a Greek word. And I was like, no, it's not. That's crazy. Like, why? You're just making that up. And he's like, no, it actually is a Greek word. I'm going to break it down for you. And we had this the other day, aristocrat or aristocracy or meritocracy. That's a Greek word as well. Like he's looking at me now. He's like nodding in the background.
Yeah. It's so true.
He's like, yeah, we invented language, before the English, the French, whatever, the Germans. We invented the language, and it's so amazing to see how proud they are of like their culture and their history. And I do agree with you. I think democracy, they invented that. So yeah, props to them.
Right. Oh, for real.
What is something about living in Greece that people on Instagram don't talk like enough about?
Most people think like islands and partying and beautiful beaches, which it is, and great food, which it is again. But like there are some things that people don't talk about. Like in Athens, there are parts that aren't as glamorous or beautiful. Like I'm sure you've been to like Airbnbs or seen like hotel spaces where it's like, this is not what it looks like in the pictures, you know what I mean? Or like, I don't know, there's homeless people here. There's a lot of cats, a lot of cats. Like, I don't know, small town things like where I am, I can't drink the water, obviously, which in Athens I would drink tap water, but like that's a huge adjustment for me. I hate using plastic water bottles. So I feel like super wasteful with that. Like I'm always carrying around my like reusable water bottle. So it's super weird adjusting to that. And then just like the basic like European things, like not being able to put toilet paper in the toilet freaks me out. So like they're just like little things. I could go on and on like with lists of things, but in general, it's Europe, you know, like there are common things, and overall I think Greece is pretty similar. Like if you do the research, you'll find what you need to.
I think there's definitely a more grungy side of Athens that maybe people don't know. But, you know, like for instance, if we look at neighborhoods like Exarchia, for instance, where there's a lot of graffiti or Omonia or Kypseli, and I think it adds a lot of like character, you know, to the place. And it's, yes, not so glamorous, but those who are, let's say, a little bit more like the underground culture, kind of like in Berlin, could really enjoy these, you know, areas in Athens. Yes. And it's not obviously what you see in pictures, like, you know, you expect like, oh, you're going to be somewhere like in Mykonos. No, Athens is like completely different. And every area is completely different from the south to northern suburbs. But I think, yeah, it just adds, I guess, character to the place. I was going to bring up something else, but then I completely lost my train of thought. How did you find dealing with practical things like paperwork, logistics, healthcare?
So me and my fiance Demetrius, we are married legally, paperwork wise, but we are having our wedding this summer. So a lot of stuff there. Sorry, I see him creeping in the background. When it came to the paperwork, it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. Like the government here is so slow and relaxed, which again, it's like the other hand of like everything being super calm and like the living is nice, you know, how I was saying before, but like when it comes to people and working, they're like, oh, like this building is supposed to be open from, let's say, like 9 to 5. And you might go there at like 3 o'clock and they're like, oh, we closed at 12 just because too. Like, and nobody is there. So like there are certain things that were super frustrating where it was like, okay, you're supposed to be here, but nobody's here, or like this person's on vacation, or like so just trying to get the paperwork done for our marriage was really difficult for me, I think, because like in USA, maybe it's a USA thing, because Demetrius was like, it's okay, like we're getting things done really quickly, and I'm like, we're really not. Like I was like stressed. I'm like, this should have been done yesterday, and I'm like, we have to call them again and again and again, and he's like, they'll get to it, like don't worry. And I'm like, I'm worried, like let's call them again, and like let's email them, let's go there. And I'm like, we have to talk to them. And it was a lot of like going one place and they would send us to somewhere else, or like they're like, oh, you should talk to this person instead, or like, oh, this is not the right paper, let me give you this paper to do this instead. And yeah, it was a lot, but thankful to have gotten it done somehow by the grace of God. But yeah, it was definitely a lot.
How long did it take?
I feel like we got it done pretty quick, not gonna lie. I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 months to get all the paperwork done, to where I now have like my visa to stay here for like 5 years, and then our like marriage license is done. So I think we did it pretty fast considering. Yeah.
3 to 4 months. Wow.
Yeah.
That's is that a long time? I'm also,
Right, 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 right.
adapting to the Greek timeline, but I love how he was like, oh no, it's quick. And you're like, no, it's so slow.
For real. No, I
Yeah.
think, and just like adding on, like to have like the ceremony and everything on top of that, because the person who does like the paperwork and does the like says the, I don't know if they're like vows, but you know what I mean? That says that like he's like, oh, I'm busy and I'm booked by blah blah blah. And then we had like Demetrius's dad tell him like I'm a friend and this and that, and then he was like, okay, I'll do it, I'm like, that's your job, like shouldn't you do it anyway? Yeah, it was it was a lot. But we got it
So
done.
did you finally get it done? Like, how long did that take? So you had to wait for him to be
Oh,
available
that
for
was
the
like
marriage ceremony.
that was all like included in the 3 to 4 month range. But like, yeah, it was a lot. And he's like, I can do it this day. And it was like some random, I think it was like a Tuesday or something. And he's like, I can do it at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, let's do it. Let's get it done. I was like, let's go. And I was like, we got to get our witnesses. I got a dress. And we just got, because if you miss it, I feel like it'll take another, you never know how long. So I'm just like, let's get it done. We already knew we wanted to do this. Let's do it.
Wow, that's crazy. And did you have to get any forms? Like, did you have to go to a notary as well and find one? Wow.
I think I know the inside and out of the US Embassy in Athens. Like the amount of times I went in there, I'm pretty sure that people know my face by now because it was a lot of
They've
back and
memorized
forth.
your name.
Right.
When you think about what your money actually gets you, let's say here versus Texas, like when we talk about, going out, housing, food, like how does that compare? And do you feel like you're getting more value here?
Oh, absolutely. Like Demetrius and I talk about this all the time. So like in Austin, things are, I would say it's a more expensive city in the United States. Just because all the tech people are moving there from California and stuff. But I think a basic job in Austin of like even making like 30,000 a year, which is like nothing in Austin. Coming to Greece, it's like you're not rich, but like you're pretty well off. You know what I mean? Like you can do okay here. Because I know some of like Demetrius's friends, they have like good jobs where they're like accountants maybe or something like that, and their salary might be like 700 euros a month or something, which I have told my friends that in USA, and they're like, you're talking about like a week or I'm like, no, a month for 1 month. Like, so I think it's unfortunate. I don't know if that's like a government problem here, like what they're doing with how they pay Greek people, but like I don't know how people live on that, because I know my apartment in Athens last year was like 850 euros just for rent. So like I can't even imagine having a Greek salary here and then having to live here. Like I don't think it goes together. And but everybody seems to be happy and relaxed that's Greek, so I think but when it comes to like Austin and here, like I think I'm I feel like you definitely get more here for sure. In Austin, unless you have like a job that's at least like I want to say like 150, like maybe you're middle class, you know what I mean? Like, but obviously that's not me. But like to get there, like it would take a lot. It would take a lot. So being here is nice, for sure. And I definitely feel like it's worth more being here than in Austin, but maybe one day, who knows?
What is let's say your like average monthly bill of groceries or what you spend on gas compared to in Greece, for example?
So I feel like in Austin, it's probably like, I don't know, I spend way too much money when I'm in the States. It's a problem. Like, I feel like my groceries would be like, I want to say like at least $100 a week. Does that sound like, I feel like it's like $100 a week at least, but I'm also like, I have to eat like a certain amount of protein and stuff like that, and like meat is not cheap and stuff like that. So but then like here I feel like we could get um see, I'm so bad with numbers. I'm never looking at the price tag. So when you're asking me these questions, I'm like, yeah, I think it's like, I think it could be like, but I think it's got to be like half of that. Like, I don't think we spend that much money on groceries at all. We buy a lot of
Okay,
things.
so about $50 a week, something like
Right,
that.
right,
Yeah,
right.
which in
Sure.
euros is like probably 40. Wait, hold
40
on.
euros.
I'm trying to get 40 years. I'm
Yeah.
trying to work out the American dollar to euro conversion, but yeah, it should be around that. Okay, and what about for like eating out? Like, how much would you spend in Texas versus here?
Oh. So I actually did like a YouTube video on this where it was like I ate Greek food in Austin, and like my bill for breakfast alone was like $140 for me and one other person. And yeah, look at your face. And like, obviously we have like the tipping culture. So I had to tip like, I don't even know, some ridiculous amount, like $20, $30 tip or something like that, which is it's normal in Austin, obviously. But here, like, you could get almost the identical meal for like maybe pushing it would be like 30 euros, you know what I mean? And because it wasn't something fancy, it wasn't something crazy, just like coffee, breakfast foods, um so yeah, it's a huge difference. And like, oh, delivery fees, like when like Uber Eats in the States versus like eFood and Wolt here. um like in USA, if you order something and you get it from Uber Eats, it might be like $10 for like a burrito or something, and then it's like there was a $40 delivery fee or something, and it's like, I'm like exaggerating, but low key I'm not, because it's like $10 service fee. You have to like tip the driver. You have to there's like some other like Uber work fee, and they just like add things in there where it's like small things that add
That's
up.
insane. $40 for just
Oh,
to deliver the food. Oh my
absolutely,
God.
absolutely. So that's nice being here. Like, I know in Corinthos we don't have like delivery fees. It's like included in the price of the food. So that's nice. Yeah.
That is insane. I didn't know that. It's like I
Yeah.
pay for Wolt. I use Wolt. I mean, we use like Wolt almost every day. I would say every
Right.
2 days.
Right.
We live right next to Licavito, and we live on a hill basically, and we don't want to like hike up and down to the supermarket. So I feel like we get our groceries delivered, and we use Sclavaniti like every week. And obviously, if we're missing something, we'll order from Wolt, and I pay for Wolt Plus a subscription, and the delivery fee is like plus you get a discount on the delivery fee if you pay a subscription. I think of about like €4 a month, and so the delivery fee is like 1-2 euros, which
Right.
is compared to Texas, it's
Oh, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
yeah. How has your experience been with Greek healthcare? Are you paying for private health insurance, or are you with the public healthcare system?
So, with me being with my teams, every year we have like I'm pretty sure that their insurance is private, but like I've always had access to like anything that I've needed whenever I've been, because I've gone through like injuries, I've had to get MRIs and stuff like that. So it's been pretty okay. I feel like I'm like sheltered because like I'm not kind of like I didn't have to sign up for it, like my team did. So I would just have to like go through a manager and be like, I gotta go to the doctor. Can you set up this, or like, stuff like that. But yeah.
And do you know let's say the total bill, like if you have an injury or how much it would
Oh,
be here
yes.
versus, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give us an idea?
Yeah. So like even for like my MRI, I know with insurance it was 30 euros that the team paid for. But as opposed to like if I did the same thing in USA, like an MRI is I I I don't even know. Like with insurance, I feel like it would at least be, I want to say like, I don't know, 500 or something like that. I feel like it would be a lot more depending on like what type of insurance you had. But even if you didn't have insurance here, I think it's only like 150 or something like that to get an MRI. So that's also like pretty reasonable, like as opposed to like in Austin, I think it would cost you like a whole arm to no, I'm kidding, but like, you know what I mean? It would be super expensive in Austin. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. And I want to like also, wrap up this. I want to ask you, let's say if an American or foreigner was on the fence about moving to Greece, what would you tell them based on your experience? And what kind of person do you think would thrive here?
Hmm. Oh, like I said, I tell everybody to move to Greece. I think Greece is amazing. I think honestly anybody could thrive here. Like even if you wanted to like pack up your thing or leave your stuff behind and just come here, like I think anybody would thrive here with the people here. Just as long as you're like leaning into it and being receptive to what's around you, I think you would love it and enjoy it here, apart from like being away from your family. But honestly, it's like having a second family once you get here. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I learned this Greek word called philotimo. I don't know if you have learned that what it means, but it can't directly be translated into English, but basically it encompasses a set of values and morals that Greeks uphold, like, hospitality and doing the right thing. And I think that's such a beautiful thing about their culture. Like, for instance, so many people are just willing to help you. And I don't realize this until I traveled to a foreign country. I was in Istanbul and I was at the airport and I asked somebody, how do I connect to the Wi-Fi? They were working at a cafe and they literally just told me, oh, I don't know, just like check, at an information center or information point. And I was like, huh? Like I was just like really confused because if you ask somebody that in Athens, they're going to do, or in Greece at least, or, if you ask a Greek person, they will do everything. They will literally stop what they're doing to like help you. Like if somebody was asking for directions, they're like, oh yeah, you go here, here, here. Or even if, you don't speak the same language, they'll still somewhat try to help you. And I think that's so beautiful. That concept of philotimo is such a beautiful thing about, Greek culture and, their level of helpfulness and hospitality, because it's not like that everywhere else.
Absolutely. For sure.
Low key, that I was like a bit shocked at the airport. I was like, wait, what?
Oh, wait, shocked with what?
Just shocked with how they didn't explain to me how I could connect to the
Oh,
Wi-Fi if it wasn't working.
right. Exactly.
I was like, excuse me?
Right. Yeah, it's definitely different. Really good thing to point out because people are not always like that.
If you had to make your move again, if you had to do the whole process of moving again, what would you have done differently?
Like from like a paperwork standpoint, I feel like I wish I would have like done more research beforehand, like a little bit. Obviously, you don't know when you're gonna get married and like when you're gonna have to like do this paperwork, but I wish I would have done like more or like talk to more people who have done the same thing, because like the internet wasn't helpful. The like their Greek embassy like website is outdated. Like just like certain things with like that, it was just a little like confusing to like find and navigate through some of those things. So just like using more resources like you and and like talking to people who have done this before instead of trying to kind of like take it on our own. But in terms of like moving, I think I just wouldn't have taken so many things home. I think an issue that I ran into was like taking a lot of stuff to USA and then having to like take the same amount of stuff and more back every single time. So like just leaving with no suitcases, then coming back with more instead. Um, I definitely would just like, I'm like different. I'm sure people like love their stuff, but like for me, I'm like, I would just sell it all. If I could go back and like just leave it all behind and like start over here. Like obviously you have like certain family things or things that like really mean a lot, but other than that, I would have just leave it all behind, start over.
A lot of people, sell everything before
Yeah.
coming, and maybe that's a good thing. And you can just, start over. Things are going to be cheaper here. That's for sure. You know what I mean? And in terms of like finding an apartment, a lot of places are furnished, so you don't have to bring, furniture unless it's something you really value. So.
Right. Oh, and that was something else that I meant to talk about, but I forgot. Shipping. I've had like a few things that I've had to ship to Greece. One being my birth certificate. I had to get like what is it called? The like seal.
Apostille?
Yeah, I had to
Apostille
get
stamp?
that on my birth certificate. It cost us $300. $300 to get, because I'm from Minnesota. So my mom had to send something from Austin for it to get to Minnesota. And then from Minnesota, it had to be sent to Greece. And it was $300 for a sheet of paper, which was just ridiculous. And then like another thing that had to be sent like recently, I just started wearing an Aura ring recently. And so like it's like a super specific charger, and I forgot it at home coming here. And I told my parents, I'm like, oh, like I need it, but like it's not like deep. It's not like super important. Just eventually I would need it. And the cost of one here in Europe is 70 euros. And so like to buy a new one. So I was like, okay, either I'll buy a new one, but they could just ship it to me. It can't be that expensive. My stepdad goes to send it and he sends me the receipt, and it was $106 to send. And this charger is like, it weighs less than 2 pounds. Or I mean, sorry, less like 2 ounces. It's like 2 ounces. So it's miniature, super lightweight. And I'm like, $106 and it's still not here. Like he probably sent it like, I don't know, 10 days ago or something.
That is insane. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. Wow. Like, yeah, I guess we should be. By the way, is that how much apostilles cost? Like 300 to get it apostilled, or is that just for the shipping?
Not at all. It was just for the shipping.
Oh,
If I'm not
wow.
mistaken, I want to say like the apostle was like $50 or something.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
something like that. But that's not included in the 300 the
That
300
is
is just the ship.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, do your paperwork before coming here. Get that all sorted. Get that all stamped, notarized, whatever. Do what you need to do, and then come here because you don't want
And
to
get copies.
skip
Get
over any
copies.
documents. Get
Get lots of
copies. Yeah.
copies. Yeah.
Make copies and
100%.
talk to somebody, talk to us, talk to
Yeah.
professionals, you know, get on our website, read our articles, read our guides. Everything is there.
For real. For real.
So Jayla, thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy with your move, but it was lovely, you know, chatting and catching up with you. And I hope you enjoy this conversation. And I think it's going to be so helpful for our community of listeners, subscribers, and, you know, followers. So thank you so much again. And yeah, let us know if, you know, we can help you with anything.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Chloe. This was awesome.